What's up, Jones Bones? It is your girl, Unitedly Random, and by this point, you guys know that I have a boyfriend. It turns out he was younger than me. He lied about his age. If you don't know, you should check out my previous videos. One in which I absolutely gush about how we met. But this video is just a little update. So if you didn't watch those other videos, it's okay. I'm gonna tell you everything right now. Come back, baby, come back. Come back. Come back. Yeah, because I'm a little mental, but I'm fun. Y'all, it is what it is. It is what it is. For those who are completely new, what's up? Again, my name is Unitedly Random. I've been living in China for 3 years on the dating scene. Kind of for 3 years, but like not really biting anything, okay? I do happen to be one of those unfortunate souls of a black woman who find Asian men attractive, while also knowing that Asian men do not find black women attractive. So I'm not necessarily chasing the Asian scene, but if you looked at my For You page, you might think I have a problem.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I've had several people think that I have a problem, but let me just tell you, once you like, okay, hear me out, once you like one thirst trap, they start showing you more. And am I not supposed to like the new ones? They already know what I want. My algorithm is algorithming, okay? It shows me Asian boys and black women with big butts. I love it here. So, hi. So let me tell you about this relationship. No, give me advice like you'd give your homegirl advice. Don't come in here calling me crazy. Give me advice like you give your homegirl advice, because your girl already knows she's crazy. It started with me at this game night event with a bunch of foreigners, and there's one guy there and he's taking pictures. He's a photographer, and I saw him. He was cute. I moseyed my way to the bathroom. He was looking at me and he said, "Damn, girl, you look fine." I said, "Yeah, I am fine. Why are you looking at me?" So it kind of started like that. He said, "I want to take more photos of you." I said, "I am pretty photogenic, very beautiful. Face card, what? Type it, never declines." But, you know, we started off like that. We were texting. He said something along the lines of, "Yeah, we're gonna, like, let's meet up as friends." I said, "Wait a minute," because I felt like he was flirting with me a little bit from the beginning. But I live in China. A lot of people come up to me, give me a lot of compliments, add my WeChat, and then we never speak again, okay? So it could very easily just be, "Hi, foreigner, add me, okay, let's never speak again." But you know, one of the things that kept standing out is how he kept asking me, "Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend?" Like, he was throwing it all out there, okay? And he was also hitting me with the, "Any guy who dates you would be very lucky," okay? So I was eating it up. I was like, this guy is interested or he's not interested. I was ready to my girls. I was like, "Girl, let me tell you, oh my God, this guy, he's cute. You know, like, what do I do?" And everybody was like, "Go with the flow," okay? So there was one time we were supposed to have a date. I did not respond to his text message, okay? He sent me a message. We talked about where we're gonna go. I said okay. He sent me another message and I didn't say anything to that last message. I thought in my head the conversation was over. I already said okay. We know we were meeting at this place, but you know what I mean? So later on, when it was time to go out for that meeting, I sent him a message and was like, "Hey, yo, are we still on for tonight?" I was already going to my house, showering, getting ready to go out. He said, "Oh, since you never responded, I decided to do overtime." I was like, what do you mean?" He was like, "You didn't respond to my text message." I was like, maybe send me another, you know, like I was looking forward to this. And he was like, oh, okay, well, we can still meet tonight, but it's gonna have to be later. And I was like, okay, if we're meeting tonight and it's gonna be later, then how about my friend comes? My thing is, I think from the entirety of the interaction with him, I was trying to invite someone else to come because in my head, you're not interested in me as a woman. I don't really know the situation. I bring my friend with me, so then at the very least, like, she can give me some type of guidance on this situation, because you make me feel confused. Giggly, but confused. So he was like, no, you can't bring your friend. And then later on, he was like, oh yeah, bring your friend. We can go to this bar. It's fine. So we go to this bar. We meet up. I bring my friend. And the entire night, he's looking at me, making eye contact, and he's saying all the right answers. So I'm like, okay, so how old are you? And he was like, oh, you have a problem if I'm young? And I'm like, yes. I was very upfront. Yes, I have a problem with you if you're young, because I am pushing 30. I'm gonna be 30 soon, and I'm at a stage in my life where I want family. I don't want to just date just to have fun. I'm dating for a future. I want to build something. And, you know, like, I don't see myself being able to do that with someone who is younger than me, to be completely honest. And he was just like, oh, no, you don't even have to worry about that with me. You know, I make my own money. I'm independent from my family. And so I hit him with the real questions, okay? A lot of people might say these are a lot of questions to try to throw on somebody when you first meet them. But I asked him up front. I said, how would your family feel about you dating a black girl? And he's like, oh, like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm dating seriously. I'm not trying to date for fun. I don't want to start a relationship with someone whose family is going to completely hate me and blah blah blah. Like, that's just a painful, if it's we can already see how it's going to end, right? We have to either work through it or we will fall apart. So, and plus, I've been in a relationship with someone whose family didn't necessarily like me, and that was just very painful. But he gave all the right answers. He said, you know what, if, like, I'm my own person, blah blah blah, I can handle it. You know, my dad would probably be okay with it, but, you know, my mom, she's a little bit finicky. She wants me to date some person with money and stuff like that. You know, in general, I think these are Chinese values, where you need to date someone at the same level as you or date someone above your level. So it gives a little bit like, okay, you come from not a lot of money, but you come from some type of money, okay? Not giving too much details about his family, but it seems like he comes from a good family background, okay? And he had this mature, like, kind of level to him, like, oh, you know, if you're worried about something, I'll speak to you about it, and blah blah blah. One of the things that came up, and I talked about it in my previous video, is I asked him something like, oh yeah, tell me. And he said, oh, you can wait for the date. And I was just like, why do I have to wait for the date? Like, we have we have a message. We can send messages to each other. And that's still my idea. Like, we can get to know each other through text messages. If you have the time to send me a text message, like, come on, let's get to know each other through text messages, right? But he said we can do that, like, the next day. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then I gave, like, a kind of like a pouty face, and he was like, oh, this gives the feeling like I've wronged you. And I was like, well, yeah, why can't we talk about it now? Like, in my head, I'm excited to get to know you. You're interested in me, like, I'm interested in you. I want to know everything about you. I'm so excited. Like, I don't want to wait a week to get to know you. I want to know you now. And he was like, you know, I was busy with, like, work, and that's why I couldn't tell you. And I was like, okay, like, I can understand this. Like, and also in my mind, I thought, okay, maybe he's busy with work, but it doesn't change that, like, oh, like, I'm so excited to know you, and then you're like, no, we can talk about this later. Now I'm just like, oh, but I wanted to know you. I wanted to talk to you, you know? I want to get to know you. And I think that kind of showed our communication styles are very different from the very beginning. If you guys can't already guess, or if I didn't put it in the title, we broke up. Like, we dated and we broke up in less than a week. Yeah, follow me, in less than a week, y'all. But that was like one of the first issues. Like, okay, communication style is a little bit different. And we went on our first date. You know, the first date, I'm standing around so excited. He's telling me I'm cute. He said my energy is young, which I guess to a certain extent, I do have a lot of youthful energy. Like, that's why I can work with kids. But like, there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of retrospection along with the youthful energy. Like, I'm young and old at the same time, okay? I have the oldness of someone who had to grow up really fast and didn't have someone to like rely on emotionally. But also I have the inner child that's like right here ready to like burst out. She's having fun, okay? So I have these two energies that are like combating with each other. I have a healed self and I have a self that I'm still healing, and they're also combating with each other. And I think that's for most people. But he was like, oh, your energy's so young. And even though it turns out he was younger than me, he lied about his age. He told me at first he was 25, and I was like, okay, that's young, but it's okay. Turns out he was actually 22. So the day that we met for our first like official date, we started to talk, and he said, hey, I have to be honest with you, I'm actually 22. How does that make you feel? And I just kind of sat at the table and I was like, he showed me his ID, and I was just like, oh my gosh, because this is a guy who talked to me, and in the little moments that he talked to me about like a future that I really want, and the way he made it sound like is like he could give me that future, right? And it wasn't just about sleeping with me. He made it sound like it was more so like wanting to build something with me. And to a certain extent, like, there's a part of me that's like like, I was already kind of like, I don't know. But I had friends that were like, oh, he sounds like a good match for you. I don't know if I can trust this friend with dating advice, okay? I really don't know if I can trust this friend with dating advice. Certain things, yeah, but like not all the way. Not all the way. No. Because I think when I was feeling like a little pullback from the situation, she was kind of like, no, trust him. He sounds like a good guy. Like, yeah. And so that like made me put down my shackles. I don't know. I felt more safe in the relationship. But if you see any of my earlier videos, you can see that I'm still a black girl with very much so her shackles are up. Like, I'm very anxious. I'm very nervous. And I was anxious and nervous because I was waiting for the ball to drop. Now, again, we dated and broke up in a week. And it kind of started where the biggest problem started where he wouldn't tell me his Chinese name. I was doing my super spy thing, and I was trying to look him up on his Douyin, because he said, oh, you're so beautiful, and he took a lot of pictures of me, and I knew he had like some type of photography thing that he was trying to do. So part of me was like suspicious. Are you taking pictures of me so you can post them online so that you can get more clients or something like that? I was definitely suspicious. I was trying to trust, but I was just like, it's very suspicious how you keep wanting to take photos of me. I don't know. I've never dated a photographer, so I don't know. Like, it's very suspicious that you find me so beautiful, right? I know I'm beautiful, but like, it's very suspicious. And a part of me was like, oh, he's just trying to sleep with a black girl, so I wasn't completely like, yay, I trust this man completely, but it was also like, I'm very suspicious of this guy. But I want to be loved. I want what he told me he could give me. I want that very much. And if he can give that to me, okay, I can learn to trust him over time. And but then the cracks kind of started to show where there was one time where my WeChat wouldn't work. And I asked him for his number. I can text him. And, he gave me his number. And once my WeChat started working again, I never really had to use his number to text him directly, but I gave him my number. But once my WeChat started to work again, I kind of put his number into WeChat. And it turns out that he has another account on WeChat, which I think most people have multiple accounts, but he has another account on WeChat. One of the things that he boasted when we were on a date is like, look, all the people I talk to is just work people. Realistically, that was just your work account, was it not? You know what I mean? So that was just kind of like, okay, when you have two accounts, do you have a secret life on the other one? Are you dating someone on the other one, and then you have dating someone on the, it just gives secrecy, okay? And also, I could not find his TikTok channel, okay? And that was something like, again, I was wondering, are you posting pictures of me on your TikTok channel? Like, I would say something like, oh, can you send me your TikTok channel? I want to follow you, watch your vlogs and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I don't really have that many vlogs. And then that was the end of the conversation. Another thing is, he would say that he had a lot of secrets. He would be like, oh, there's something on our first date when we were leaving each other. He's like, oh, there's something I should have told you before we started dating. And I was just like, okay, well, I told him a secret, which was I got my boobs not done, but I did something to my boobs. I got them reducted. So I told him, yeah, well, that's the secret of me, okay? Because he told me, you tell me a secret, I'll tell you a secret. So I told him that secret. And then he was like, oh yeah, my secret is I have chickens. So I felt like, that's not really your secret. Maybe you just feel like this is not a good time to share it because we're leaving and things like that. But he had secrets. He had things that he wouldn't tell me. And because of he had those secrets that he wouldn't tell me, again, my anxiety, when is the ball going to drop? And then the fact that he wouldn't tell me his name, I just got really anxious. And I said, hey, what's your name? I started trying to have the conversation like, what's your name? He said, oh, I'll show you my ID the next time we see each other. And I'm thinking why won't he just say, hey, my name is this? In my head, there's already these, okay, you didn't tell me the truth about your age. You told me there's other secrets that you should have told me. You really like taking pictures of me. I don't know what you're doing with these pictures. Are you reposting them? I don't know. But to a certain extent, you do give a guy that wants to sleep with a black girl. But he's also asking questions like, oh, there's a green card. Oh, shimma. Do you have an Asian fetish? So I think he's also asking questions like, I'm genuinely interested in you, or am I just something that you're playing with? So to be honest, even to now, I don't really know who he was. I don't. I know what he told me, but I also know that in the end of the relationship, he was mean to me. Well, just ignoring me, when I sent him messages and stuff like that. And me, I was the avoidant attachment. I think we triggered each other, if I can put it in one way, we triggered each other attachment issues. At one point I was the chaser and he was the runner, and I think he was never quite the runner. He maintained a kind of a cool disposition to try to be the way I see it as, oh, I'm so above this, okay? And all the while he kept that kind of deposition of, I'm above this, I'm above you, while also maintaining secrets. It was like you were hiding. What are you hiding from me? Like, I'm so above this, but I'm hiding so much from you. And if you call me out on the things that I'm hiding, or if you call me out on anything, then I'm more defensive. It's very defensive in that way. Like, there's one time where I was like, you never answered this question. And he's just like, oh, we're still on that? And I'm just like, oh. And then he'll be like, you never answered my question either. And I'd respond, like, not defensively. I'd respond, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I have ADHD. I could have saw it and didn't respond. So if this happens in our relationship, just let me know. I'll go ahead and deal with it, you know? Like, I respond in that way. I'm not defensive over if I do something bad. But he responded in a very defensive manner to a lot of questions. And when he responded defensively, that made me feel like, oh. So again, the big fight was, I asked him, oh, you know, what's your name? He said, I'll show you my ID. And like, we kind of moved on from that point. I showed him my ID. I marked out the important information, like my number, but I showed him, okay, this is me. And you know, he asked me so many questions. Oh, you know, oh, you're American? Are you really American? He was asking me all of these questions like this. And I'm like, yeah, I am really American. Born in America. My mom was born in America. My grandma was born in America. I don't know about anyone else after that because, you know, I'm adopted. But, like, I am an American citizen and things like that. So it gave me questions. Like, he would question me like he was also kind of nervous or afraid of me, or like someone was talking to him like about me, and that made him want to respond to me in a certain manner. Which also, someone was talking to me about him, and it made me want to respond to him in a certain manner, because someone was like, you don't know his name? And that what made me start hyper focus on, yeah, I don't know his name. How is he my boyfriend and I don't know his Chinese name? And my friend was like, you know, if you don't know his name and something happens, you couldn't go to like the police about him because you don't know any information about him. And that made me feel like, oh my goodness, what if something happens? What if I don't know. It just brought up more what ifs, and that made me more anxious. And so we moved on from that moment, and then later on that night, I sent him a message before I went to bed. I was like, pretty much, you know, I'm about to go to bed, but I can't sleep because I just think, why can't you just tell me your name? Like, hello, I'm blah, blah, blah. Why do I have to see your ID? Like, this is just what's on my mind. And like, I sent him like a long paragraph, kind of like that, you know, I'm processing my emotions. And he pretty much responded where it was like, I thought we were over this, you know, like pretty much like, you are consuming me. I need to rethink our relationship. And I think if someone tells me they need to rethink a relationship with me, we're breaking up. Like, you don't threaten to break up with me, you know, like, that hurt me. So when I read that he said that he was rethinking our relationship, I removed the picture that he took of me that was my profile picture, and I took him away from my moments. He couldn't see my moments anymore. Because at that point, if you're thinking about breaking up with me, we're breaking up. Like, don't threaten me. Like, it feels manipulative. You don't threaten someone to break up because they're expressing their concerns to you. Especially if our relationship was talking about from the very beginning, we need to communicate. So I'm communicating with you my insecurities. In this point, we can work towards building or something, or I don't know. Because in my head, okay, mind you guys, this is all in my head, because the relationship wasn't just, we're dating just to see. The relationship was like, hey, we're dating. Maybe a year from now, I will introduce you to my family with the idea of marriage in mind. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm treating this building of a relationship like I'm building a relationship with my future husband. And you have to be honest from the beginning with a future husband. I don't want issues to come up later. So I'm treating the relationship like that. I know. And yeah, that just kind of like, he threatened to break up with me in my eyes, and that really, really hurt me, and I pulled away. And later on that night we were talking, and he's just like, so you took my photo off, you took me away from your moments and everything, and that actually really hurt me. And I just, I was trying to like communicate, and it got to the point where, I have a level of maturity, but I think we've past my level of maturity, and I started getting anxious in the call. Like, he gave me what I wanted, and I felt more safer in the relationship, but now he's hurt in the relationship, and I just tried to play it off because I didn't know how to make him feel better. And also I needed to go to the club pretty soon because I was going out with my friend pretty much every night because she's getting ready to leave this area. So I think that to a certain extent, he didn't like me going out to the clubs. He never said anything, but I don't think he liked me going out to the clubs, number one. And number two, he didn't like that I was always out. He never said anything, but I think that's something. And mind you, the only reason I was always out is because my friend was leaving. Now, I'm not always out. Like, had he given me a month, I'm in the house now. But I think, and then on top of that, I was very upfront, like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm in a training school, and so our days off don't necessarily align. And I talked to him at one point, and I said, oh, we should be able, like, maybe we should meet once a week so you have time to do your passions, because he's into photography, he's into all of these different things. So I'm like, okay, I'm building for the future. You still need to have time to form who you are. You still need time for you and building what you need to build. And when I told him, okay, let's meet once a week, he took it as I didn't want to see him. And there's one night where I was like, oh, it's good that we couldn't meet today. And he was like, oh, you're happy that you won't see me? And I was like, I tried to like be flirty, like, oh, well, you got your hair cut today, so maybe you're too handsome, like, I will jump your bones, I'm ovulating. And I just tried to play it off. But I think at this point I did start to feel unsafe with him. One thing about me is when I feel unsafe, I start making more and more sexual jokes. I start to get more and more quirky, and I start to push people away before they push me away, because I become attached quite easily. And I saw the end coming, and I told people that the end was coming. We were supposed to meet up for a lunch, for noodles, and I was like, oh, he wants to say something to me in person. He's about to break up with me. Everyone's like, no, you guys are just gonna talk, blah, blah, blah. I go to this place, and we are meeting, and he hands me a coffee, and he's like, oh, hey, how are you? Let's walk and talk. And I'm just like, oh, he's about to break up with me. And he says, wow, you're really beautiful. Okay, let's talk. You asked me for my name because you don't trust me. And I was like, I can't lie to you. I don't, even in this situation, maybe if I lied to him, we'd still be in a relationship. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm honest. I say, yeah, the reason that I asked you for your name is because I was having moments in which I didn't trust you. And he was just like, okay. So one thing that stands out is he was like, okay, the relationship started bad, it's going to end bad, so we should just end it now. And that hurt me because I was just like, no, I feel like I'm being punished for being myself. And he said that, no, continue to be yourself. A guy will be lucky to have you, but we need to end this now before it will hurt more. And it still very much so, it hurt. It hurt me. You call me out to this random place, you give me a coffee, and then you break up with me. And like he's like, okay, there's the reason of I don't trust him, and then there's another thing. And he doesn't tell me what this other thing is, but there's this other thing that is the reason why he wants to break up with me. And in my head, like, you know, because we're not having a conversation. Is it because I told him we wouldn't sleep together for a while? Because I told him that. I don't know. And I you know, I have to piece together the why. And everyone's like, oh yeah, no, he's just trash and blah, blah, blah. But if he's just trash, that discounts that this guy was attracted to me. That discounts all of these other things. So I'm processing even now. Like, we only dated for a week, but I sent him so many messages, you guys. Like, you know, again, attachment issues. Maybe he's avoiding attachment and I'm the chaser. So I chase. And then he comes back and he's cool and he's like, you better have a good reason for adding me as a friend. And I'm just like, I don't. And now I'm trying to be more respectful, and I'm like, okay, well, he had my purse. So I'm like, oh, can I get my purse back? And he doesn't respond all day. And then in the evening, I send another question, and he doesn't respond. And this isn't like, let's meet, let's date or anything. It's just, hey, you have my purse. Maybe you can leave it at this place. You could just give me a simple okay. And he didn't respond. And everyone's saying, oh no, he's trash and blah blah blah. And I don't want to believe that he's trash, but it really hurt me that he didn't respond. Like, maybe he just had my account muted and blah blah blah, but that really hurt me. So I was like, okay. The next day I said, okay, silence is the answer. This is the same thing that he said to me when I didn't respond to him for 6 hours when he asked me out on the date. I said, silence is the answer. I don't need the purse back. Happy New Year. No, Merry Christmas. And he sends me a message maybe like 6 hours later. Merry Christmas. I'll give you your bag back soon. And I said, okay, well, you can take it there. I won't be in this area, you know, like this is how we can do it. You don't have to see me. We don't have to talk. And he, like, I don't think he responds again. And I'm just waiting all day, waiting for his message. All day, waiting for his message. And that hurts. Again, as someone with attachment issues, that really hurt me. And finally he says, oh, come to this place. I have your bag here. Okay, so he tells me to go to the place that he broke up with me. And he said, you know, I can buy you coffee. We can have a chat, you know. And I just felt like, what are we going to chat about? Like I already sent you so many messages. Like, and you respond so coldly, okay? You don't care about me, you know? And that hurts. And if I see you take me to the place you broke up with me, maybe I'm gonna start to cry. And maybe this is just a stroke for your ego. This foreign girl is throwing herself at me. And it just made me feel very weak and stupid, because to a certain extent, I was still hoping for that future that he told me we would have. And I think even now, I think I wanted that future. So, yeah. So, yeah. I made this series. Not necessarily made. During the relationship, I would sit in front of the camera and just talk at least once or twice when we met. And I told people online that I had a boyfriend as soon as we started dating the same day. So I thought, okay, I'll make a video talking about the relationship and letting you guys know that it ended. And it ended in a week. And my emotions, like, I think it really affected me because, you know, in those moments, with the help of my friend saying that he was a good catch, I imagined a future that I don't have anymore. And I really like that future. So he unfriended me because I didn't meet with him. And I told him, thank you, this is the closure I needed. So he unfriended me. And recently I sent him another friend request because I'm toxic. I was saying shit like, come back, let's be toxic together. You know, like, I know he won't see it, and that's good because I'm still going through the emotions of this situation. You know, again, I thought I had someone that I could build with, only for it to crash down and burn within 1 week. So I'm not just mourning him, like, I'm also mourning that, like, I had a boyfriend. I could have bounced go out, you know. It's been a while, okay? Like I'm a woman and I have needs. But it's just everything all together. And then my friend who is leaving has also moved away, so I think there's the attachment issues. Like, I know why I'm the way I am, but there's like a little less about controlling it and more like just kind of writing it out. I done added him, deleted him, added him, deleted him, added him, deleted him, added him, deleted him. I've added and deleted him like maybe about 8 times. 8 times. So yeah, like, I am very much like chase runner, chase runner, chase runner. I can understand how I would consume him. But if anything of what he said was real, then he need to come back. Come back, baby, come back. Come back. Come back. Yeah, because I'm a little mental, but I'm fun. Y'all, it is what it is. It is what it is. Much love and positive vibes. If you guys want to say some things, say it in the comments. I know I have issues. If you want to say that, you better be ready to list the issues. Give me advice like you'd give your homegirl advice. Don't come in here calling me crazy. Give me advice like you give your homegirl advice, because your girl already knows she's crazy. She just, let's laugh about it, okay? Because there's a part of me that still wants him back. If he was first of all, the issue, the secrecy. Can't do the secrecy. I'm not a secrecy person. I can't do the secrecy. But if he could come back and be open and honest, I can make it worth his while. You know, one thing about me is I'm going to, give you all of me. You know, in my relationships, once I'm in a relationship, I give a lot. Oh, I'm a ketchup packet. I give a lot, and it is what it is, so is he gonna come back? I don't know, probably not. I sent him a friend request, he didn't answer. Last time I had to send him 2 friend requests before he answered. So I don't think he's going to accept my friend request, but he'll see that I sent him a friend request, because he never blocked me completely. Now, here's the thing how I feel about the situation is I feel that at the end of the day, I'm not too crazy, because I have his cell phone number and I didn't add his other account, right? Yeah. I have your cell phone. I could send you text messages, and I didn't. So, I'm not too crazy. I know there are certain limits, but like, I liked you. So come back and be the man you told me you were. Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. I'm finna go make that my WeChat moment thing, so that if he ever looks at my thing, he'll see it. Yeah. Again, much love and positive vibes. Dang, how long the video is? 30 minutes. Oh, 40 minutes. God dang. 40 minutes. Well, if you stay long enough, you can see that. Bye bye, y'all.